good, y'all? It's your boy King Cal 516 live in the mix, and this is the Swiss Flames podcast. And so Russell Westbrook, to me, gets completely disrespected by the media on an ongoing basis. And we're going to break this down and try to figure out where this is stemming from. And we're going to talk about Russell Westbrook, the player, because I feel like he gets too much of a bad rap. And that's straight up my opinion. But before we dive into that, please be sure to check out our website at www.swissflames.com. Hit us up on Twitter at SwissFlames and check out our brand new Facebook page at Swiss Flames Podcast. Be sure to share, comment, like, and subscribe. If you want to donate to the podcast, you can hit us up on the Cash App, $KingCal516. Link is in the description. All right, so with that said, let's get right into this. So Russell Westbrook, to me, is definitely disrespected. And he's pretty much, to me, one of the most disrespected basketball players right now in the NBA. And it's amazing to me because I really do feel Russell Westbrook gets a bad rap. You know, he gets portrayed as a bad teammate, but there's been countless upon countless of players that said Russell Westbrook was a great teammate. You know what I mean? People say Russell Westbrook is all about the stats. But I've seen him in different situations the last couple of seasons because he got traded. And Russell Westbrook have to figure out how to play with the team he's on to maximize his skill set and maximize his value on a team. And I do believe that's being a team player. I've seen Russell Westbrook, you know, it got put out in the media when he was with the Rockets that James Harden was late to meetings. And Russell Westbrook didn't like that. Why? Because he's an on-time guy. He's a guy that shows up on time. He's a guy that shows up and works hard and all of that, right? He's a hard worker. Even Kobe mentioned that Russell Westbrook has Mamba mentality all over in him. Why would Kobe Bryant say that? Because Kobe Bryant recognizes it because he has it and he saw something in Russell Westbrook. Am I saying Russell Westbrook is a perfect player? No, every player has their flaws. But I'm saying Russell Westbrook is one of the greats in the game right now. I don't know if there's another player that plays as hard as him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Giannis Antetokounmpo. And you know what? A lot of people compare those two. A lot of people just say Antetokounmpo is the taller version of Russell Westbrook. Now, Russell Westbrook does have more skill than Giannis. If you think about it, especially on the offensive end, even though neither one of them are a great shooter, right? Russell Westbrook mid-range game to me is better than Giannis. And his playmaking ability obviously is better than Giannis, right? But a lot of people compare them because of those two guys' motor. Those two guys go hard, right? So they get compared because of that. Russell Westbrook is an elite point guard. Russell Westbrook has averaged a triple-double. And he's the only person since Oscar Robertson that's averaged a triple-double, family. Come on. You know what I mean? And he's done it at least through the last 4 seasons, if I'm not mistaken. And so because of this, why is Russell Westbrook disrespected? Now, don't get me wrong. If it comes to the clutch, maybe I don't want Russell Westbrook making a decision in a big playoff game. He has yet to show us that he could be the number one player on a championship team, and he's already 32. So he's probably not that guy, right? But put him in a situation where he has somebody on a team that can be that guy. Oh, you're in for a treat. And guess what? He's on a team this season that has a guy that you can kind of trust a whole lot more in that clutch situation. That is LeBron James. LeBron James is a better decision maker in the clutch of what to do with the ball than Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is about to have a monster season. It don't matter if he averages a triple-double this year or not. But he's going to do a lot of heavy lifting. Why? Because LeBron's going to allow him to do a lot of heavy lifting. LeBron was allowing Schroeder to do heavy lifting. But Schroeder was limited in what he can do. When you throw only basically one lob in a season to Anthony Davis, and you're the point guard, you ain't the right fit. Russell Westbrook is probably going to break that within the first game, or at least tie that. Anthony Davis is the best center Russell Westbrook has played with. You don't think Russell Westbrook is going to go off? Let me give you another stat to show you how great Russell Westbrook is. Kevin Durant, Paul George, and even the one season Bradley Beal had with them, guess what all those guys have in common? Each has had their best regular season scoring average playing alongside Russell Westbrook. Let that sink in for a second. Kevin Durant. Now remember, okay, you could say, oh, he only has played one season in Brooklyn. Okay, you're right about that. But what about all those seasons he played in Golden State? And he was the number one option in Golden State. Under Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Paul George, and Bradley Beal have had their best scoring seasons playing alongside Russell Westbrook. Remember, Paul George was a top MVP candidate one year in OKC, playing alongside Russell Westbrook. So he knows how to be a teammate, and he's not selfish as much people want to make him selfish. Like I said, there's times where, and here's the thing, and this is the dying breed of point guards in the NBA, right? The point guards that are the floor generals that control the pace of the game and understand exactly the moment of how to control the pace. That has all changed now in the NBA, right? You don't have a lot of those guys that do that at an elite level. All right? Chris Paul does it. Rondo does it. There's a few others that can do it. You know what I'm saying? But that pure point guard is a dying breed in NBA. That whole pass first mentality. A lot of point guards now are combo guards that shoot first, pass later. Russell Westbrook has averaged a triple-double 3 of the last 4 seasons. Who was the last person to average a triple-double before Russell Westbrook? So my whole point in saying all of these things is, no, once again, Russell Westbrook is not the perfect player. But the level of disrespect he gets is fairly undeserved. Now, I understand he hasn't won a championship, but he needs to win a title. You know what I'm saying? That's just another notch in his legacy that he needs to achieve. I do believe he has a great shot this year with the Lakers. We'll see what happens. But he has a great shot this year. Because the Lakers have the talent on the team that the other guys have strengths where Russell might be weak at. And because of that, Russell Westbrook is going to thrive this year. I have no doubt in my mind he's going to go bananas in the regular season. I have no doubt in my mind that him in the transition with AD and LeBron is going to be showtime. There's going to be a lot of fast break points. There's going to be a lot of dunks. There's going to be a lot of alleys. The Lakers are going to be fun to watch this season. And they're definitely going to have a very much big chance of winning the championship this season. But I've noticed the Russell Westbrook, and I've said all this to say this. I've noticed a lot of the standard has come since KD left the team and the drama with him and KD. And ever since then, it's just like one thing leads after the other and everybody's bashing him. Where now it's like the guy does a triple-double, everybody downplays it. It's amazing. I am impressed by the triple-doubles. Now, once again, I'm more impressed with winning championships. Ultimately, that's the thing that impresses me the most. But being an NBA player, if it was easy to get a triple-double, once again, why isn't everybody doing it? As much as the stats, you could say the scoring is higher and everything's higher. You know why? Because people are not hustling the same way as Russell Westbrook. People are like, oh, he's stealing rebounds from the bigs because he's out hustling them to the rebound. I ain't mad at that. Matter of fact, I want more of that on my team. I want a guy that has a motor like that. I want a guy that's going to play 100%. That's going to leave everything out on the court. He's an emotional guy. Hey, I like that. He has passion about what he's doing. He cares. That's what that means to me. When you watch the Lakers this season, they're already a great transition team. Imagine putting Russell Westbrook, who's outstanding in the transition. He grabs a quick rebound, one pass down court to LeBron or one pass down court to AD. Russell Westbrook with a full set of speed heading downhill. That's a dangerous combination, guys. Everybody's criticizing the move. Most people are criticizing. Maybe not everybody, but most people are criticizing the Lakers going after Russell Westbrook. And this whole time, I was looking at the move and saying it's such a genius play. Because literally, you got a guy who can strongly play make, who can alleviate some of that off of LeBron. Everybody's saying, well, LeBron should be the point guard. Well, the thing is, guys, LeBron is not getting any younger. And right now, I truly believe LeBron is of the mindset of, how can I be highly effective, but yet have my best for the playoffs at this age? And as he gets older, he's going to want to be smarter. And so he needs some people that can do the heavy lifting. And yes, LeBron's a great playmaker, but he doesn't need to be the main playmaker all the time. And that's the whole point. So this is why the Lakers prioritize getting a playmaker. Now, were there other options they were trying to get? Of course. If you have a chance to get Chris Paul, of course, you try to get Chris Paul. But Chris Paul wasn't budging from where he was going. As far as who was available, Russell Westbrook was the best option as far as playmakers to add to the Lakers. And he's an all-around player. Now, he doesn't shoot the three ball correctly at a high percentage. But I do believe they added enough shooting to compensate for that. And it's not going to be a big deal. People would disagree with me on that. I get it. And hey, I'm always one to tell you, players are not above criticism. So this is not me, once again, saying that Russell Westbrook is a perfect player. This is me saying he's a great player that deserves his flowers. He's done some things that nobody's done. But this whole narrative that the media has turned against him because of the fact that it hasn't worked out with Kevin Durant and maybe a couple other guys, and make that indictment where they downplay his career, I don't understand that. And I'm just not down with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to bash a man just for the sake of bashing a man. You know what I mean? And I always tell people this. I understand that, you're not going to like every player. You're going to like some people, and you're not going to like some people. That's just the way of life, right? When it comes to this basketball thing, it's okay not to like somebody, but still give them credit where credit's due. Just because you're just going to keep it 100 with yourself and with what's going on. So I'm keeping it 100. Russell Westbrook is a great player. Do I think he's the best player in the league? No. Do I think he's one of the best players in the league? Yeah. He's in the conversation. I don't think he's the best player in the league, but he's one of the top players in the league for sure. He's a perennial all-star. He deserves that. He won the MVP one season. He's been in the MVP voting for a few times. So he's a great player. And we can't take that away from him. So even if you dislike him, don't discredit him just because you dislike him. There's a difference here. I get if you want to criticize he doesn't shoot the ball at a high clip from the outside. I get it. You feel he's not the best of these? Okay, whatever. Whatever your opinion is, that's fine. But my hope is that we can all just keep it 100, whether you like a player or not. There's some players I'm not fond of, but if they're good at something, I ain't going to deny it. You know what I'm saying? When Dennis Rodman played, you know what? I was a Bulls fan back then. Dennis wasn't my cup of tea, but hey, you think I didn't realize that Dennis Rodman was a great defensive player and a great rebounder, and that was going to benefit the team? You know, him dressing like in dresses outside of basketball, that didn't do anything for me. It wasn't my cup of tea. But hey, I ain't gonna lie and be like, yo, Dennis Rodman sucks. Nah, Dennis Rodman was one of the best rebounders, if not the best rebounder ever in the game. And one of the best defenders in the game. You know what I'm saying? It's just being real. And so I'm just hoping that we can just keep it real. And we always talk about keeping it 100. I'm just trying to keep it 100. This Russell Westbrook slander for no reason. You know, we got to let that go now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's above reproach or above criticism. I'm just saying, like, let's not just bash the guy just for the sake of bashing, just because we're holding some kind of grudge because we didn't like how it ended with him and Kevin Durant. Now, in the comments, let me know what you think. Do you agree with me that a lot of this is stemming because of how it ended with him and Kevin Durant? Or do you think it's more to it? I would like to hear some of you guys' opinions. But that says your boy King Cow 516. I know I ranted off a little bit, but hey, man, this one, I just didn't like this whole thing where I just keep seeing it consistently being done to Westbrook, man. I think Westbrook is good people's. You know, I think he's a hell of a ball player. You know what I'm saying? No, he's not perfect, but, you know, I just don't think he deserves the level of criticism that he gets. Anyways, your boy King Cow 516 signing off. This is Swiss Train Podcast. Peace.